From here, I really, really don't know what's gonna happen, man. Charlie and Razadhan, Charlemald, the moon. We're going to Area 5. Yeah, I wouldn't be here. Man stands dutifully by the Aetherite device. Got for this facility in all likelihood. Attempt to get the man's attention. If he sees or hears you, he gives no indication. Elidibus warned. Your form is intangible. This is the right place, right? Leon? The facility is called Propylaeon. You attempt to gently prod the woman to attract her attention, but feel nothing. Neither does she. I can't even pop sprint. I can emote, but I cannot run. Large man wears a black robe and a half mask, much like the phantoms you encountered in Marilatonium and the recreated Amaro. You've made it to your destination.
And here we are, Elpis. Well, well, how rare to receive you in person. To what do we owe the honor?
Oh, just a few odd tasks. We'll be here a while.
You're welcome to stay as long as you see fit, of course. As a matter of procedure, however, I must ask that you kindly remove your masks.
Come now. Is this truly necessary? Surely you can tell who we are.
Who you are, perhaps, but I am far less infamous. Regardless, if we do not follow protocol, 'tis our hosts who would be held accountable. So...
Elidibus and Emmett. Yo, that's Xehanort.
Satisfied?
By the by, you see it too, yes?
I haven't the foggiest what you're talking about.
That's odd. It's right here. A bit thin in the ether, but there's no mistaking it. The color of its soul is almost identical to Azem's. Do you suppose she created it? Rather unusual for a familiar to have a soul, though.
Don't ask me. All I know is that it's trouble. Doubly so if it's her spitting image. So let's leave it be. Come now.
It's trying to say something, but it's literally too intangible to form words.
This is fucking weird.
Why don't you give it some ether? Spare a snifter of your bounteous reserves.
Who do you take me for?
Why, a dear friend, of course. One who wouldn't let acts of kindness, such as my accompanying him on errands to far-flung outposts, go unrewarded?
Hey, I'm taller.
Oh, you even adjusted its size.
The better to indulge your whim. This way, it will be easier to communicate.
How very thoughtful of you. And may I applaud your artful reinforcement. Without further ado then. Greetings,
Hythlodaeus!
Deus, Chief of the Bureau of the Architect. Sulking beside me is the most honorable Emmett Selk of the Convocation of 14. And how much...
Okay, so I wasn't fucking going nuts. That is Emmett. Xehanort looking ass. Thought you were a lore master. I really ain't.
A fine...
Apparently.
And I'm pleased to see you understand...
Brain is so fried that seeing a mask, I'm like, no, I know this. Wait, no, I don't. Ah!
So, tell us, whence have you come? The thinness of your essence suggests you weren't created here. You do not know? Or cannot say? Allow me to ask a different question then. What brings you here?
I seek a man named Hermes.
Well now, the same as us. Perhaps Azim wished to come too, but had to settle for a familiar.
If she truly wished to be here, then she would be.
Right you are. My apologies if we've given offense. The two of us can discern the color of souls, you see, and yours happens to resemble that of a friend.
I'm curious. If you're a male, do they say he? Or do they always say she? Like if your warrior elite is male. Can I actually get that answer? They say he? Interesting. Unfortunate because that makes it less well, that makes it less interesting, but that's still interesting. Like I was confused because I'm like, wait, no, the way they should do it is they never gender as them. But they tie it directly to your current. Okay.
And with your purpose matching our own besides, we jumped to a hasty conclusion. We are here to speak with Hermes, the chief overseer of this facility, which we also intend to tour in order to gain greater insight into the man's work. We, I say, though this is Emmett Selk's charge. I am here only to serve as his guide.
Probably ambiguous in Japanese. I would say that's true, but also keep in mind that English and Japanese translation teams work in the same office in Business Division 3. Koji Fox works there. And he's the primary translator. And they definitely would have had this conversation.
And I should be happy to serve as yours as well, by way of an apology for the misunderstanding.
Wait. Are you suggesting that we bring it along on official business? This thing we know next to nothing about?
If you harbor suspicions, better to keep it close than leave it to its own devices. Wouldn't you agree? Besides, having a mysterious life form in tow is the norm rather than the exception here. Welcome, my friends, to the testing ground of creation at Heaven's Edge, Elpis.
The world unsundered Elpis. I'm curious what they labeled this area as in the friends list, because I know that in recent years they've been code wording the shit out of it. Hey!
This presence.
Who made it? You're a genius. Also,
Hermes! Visitors! We have visitors!
why don't you exist in the normal world? What the fuck? I'm also curious why, oh, what would it look like if you were a Lalafell when they adjust your size?
Secrets are you hiding, I wonder?
Easy to know it's rude to stare. Stop. Probably my first time here. Scenery never fails to take my breath away. Feels like you could reach out and touch the heavens. Using concepts to give shape to aether, creation magics allow us to bring forth anything we desire to be inanimate objects or living beings. In order to conceive a concept, they must all undergo evaluation at the Bureau of the Architect. Part of the process, living beings and certain arcane entities may be sent here to Elpis for in-depth observation and study. Fascinating facility, isn't it? I dare say you'll enjoy touring it with us. Our friend Hermes, aside from overseeing the facility, also conducts his own research. Chances are he'll be at the main observation hub. Let us seek him out there first. Tired as you are, however, you will stand out a little too much. Our dear Emmett Silk wishes to keep a low profile for his errand, so... You know how to make a robe? The basic concept will do. Emmett Silk, your whim, your responsibility. You better... You're getting not another tribble of aether out of me. The way he scrimps sometimes, you think he was at a night bottomless font of magic. Shall make the robe, but perhaps you can assist. Come, let us search for the requisite materials. I remember this. Already had to do this once in Shadowbringers. No, I have to fight some of these? God damn, this area is fucking beautiful, bro. This creature should suffice. Derek rope. I want you to use it to capture 2 pedalodi. There are 3 species here, I believe. Any 2 kinds should serve. Now, I should mention the strength of the rope is tied to the strength of its user. As your aether is still thin compared to ours, you'll need to weaken the pedalodi first. Alright. Nothing fancy. We're trying not to stand out. Try it on for size. No one around here to tell us off, and besides, we can always make more petaludi. The only tiny amount of aether. It may take some effort to get the form composition right. Anyone familiar with the concept should be able to manage. Well and good to disguise and educate it. It won't fool anyone who could see worth a damn. For a point, but at very least it should spare you unwanted attention from casual observers. Alright, Silk speaks true. Even just like this, your unusual nature will be plain to those who think to look. Should someone question your presence, don't make up excuses, much less try to explain what you actually are. Say that you're familiar. Question is whose? Ah, of course, Azim's. If you say you belong to her, people will give you the benefit of the doubt for any and all outlandish behavior. Exploiting our associate's absence. Lack of her presence, absolutely. Were she here, she'd have been the first to propose the idea, and you know it. With that, your story is settled. Let's continue with our errand. I'm gonna glam this right now, actually. Holidays is ready to continue on if you are. Alright. Observation hub and residence both. Someone there should be able to point us in the direction of Hermes. Wondering what she was examining. Seems to be the bush itself. Yes, can I help you? Wish to speak with Chief Hermes. Do you know where we might find him? Oh, your mask. I assume you were one of the 14. I wasn't aware there was to be a visitation. Between you and me, something of a surprise. Discretion in the matter would be appreciated. Oh, I see. My lips are sealed. The chief should be conducting observations as usual. His focus of late has been the aquatic creatures, so I expect you to find him at one of the pools here. The pools, you say? Many things, and apologies for disrupting your work. Say, Hythalodeus. I've never met Hermes. You know him well, do you not? That being the case, couldn't you simply find him by his aether? That I could. Emmett token, I can discern colors of souls. By the same token, we can also see aether quite keenly from great distances. With this skill, I could readily locate Hermes. I felt that it would be a waste of an opportunity. We're here to perform an assessment after all. By searching the ordinary way, we stand to gain insight into Elpis and the man in charge of it. That's how they want you to fucking say it, bro. Point taken. You're going to accompany us, make yourself useful, help us look for Hermes. According to his profile, he has short, dark hair. Because we're in Elpis, that we don't have our cows up. Special exemption due to the need to be aware of dangerous creatures. We do not exhibit our individuality. It's unseemly. This is all common sense, but I assume you would not possess any. It's a rare treat indeed to search for someone by their appearance. I thank you for humoring me. Come. Let's find our man. This reminds me a lot of Labyrinthos, actually. Like, in concept. This is an area built for studying any and all wildlife that could come through here. For a different reason, obviously, but... Gee, I wonder where they are. Look at these little dudes! They have such funny faces. Oh, they're so cute! Look at them! Are you Hermes?
Ah, you are...
Oh. Different. You're different too. You and me. We're alike. Friends. I want to be... Wait. Please. Wait. Greetings and salutations. Can you hear me? Do not be alarmed. I mean you no harm. I wish only to hear your words, share your feelings, and know your thoughts. May we please be friends? May we please be friends?
I love her!
Ah, I see you found him.
She's a sweetheart. Oh, I love her. It's a little weird because I look at the design and I'm like, why is baby Garuda in front of us?
Hythlodaeus. It's been a while. Too long, I think.
Too long indeed for close collaborators. On this blessed occasion, I bring not only myself, but others who long to speak with you.
You are of the convocation.
Emmet Selk at your service. Do I have the honor of addressing Hermes, Chief Overseer of Elpis?
You do. You have traveled far for it.
Given your facility's purpose, its remote location is something of a necessity. Would that I didn't have to rely upon a guide.
Oh, you wound me. Have I not ever been an attentive and helpful friend? But moving along to more agreeable company, this one we chance to... Well, you certainly have her attention. Is she one of yours, Hermes?
Her name is Meteon. It means shooting star.
If I may make an observation, her ether is terribly thin. I fear she might dissipate at any moment. Nor do I believe you've made a submission to the Bureau. I would remember such a concept if you had.
I haven't, as you say. I judged it too early. She's a pet project of mine, still undergoing preliminary testing. But rest assured that I will attend in person ere long.
Very well. Being an authority on flying life forms, I appreciate that you are exacting in your work. I shall look forward to your submission.
If we have finished with the perfunctory chit-chat, I would discuss official matters. By my coming, I trust you already anticipate the subject.
I have an inkling, yes. Please wait to the main building yonder. I shall join you as soon as I've returned these creatures to their homes.
What's wrong, Hermes?
An amystoma is missing.
I may have found it. A creature with the self-same ether as those there, nestled in the boughs of a tree outside the grounds.
You're saying they can climb with their sorry excuses for limbs?
Don't be mean! Look at him!
The fashion has been to imbue aquatic creatures with the power of flight, ever since the words of Metron created a sky-swimming fish.
Yo, Metron?
The ambystomas too can fly, if only slightly, and they could conceivably climb a tree. Whether they can come down safely, however. Excuse me.
I'll help too.
Yeah, Metron's the dude from E12S. I knew it. I remembered. So what did they say about Metron? The fucking dude who splits from Gaia. The Abystomas can fly too, if only slightly. No. The fashion has been to imbue aquatic animals with the power of flight ever since the words of Metron created a sky-swimming fish.
May I suggest we split up? If you would be so good as to assist Hermes, Emmett Selk and I shall keep an eye on these adorable creations in the meantime.
It's kind of hype. I'm really into going around and seeing all of their work. Either way, a good look. Hermes, are you alright? What the fuck happened to Hermes? Hermes and Meteon have found their core, a creature known in this age as the Ambystoma. Yet, though it has been safely extracted from the tree, Hermes appears to have found himself in quite the predicament. Hermes saw it up high up on the tree. He climbed to get it, but it jumped on him and slipped. Everything under control, I trust. Yes, rest assured, this is nothing new to me. I've ended up in far more compromising positions in the course of my work. For your own safety, please stand back. Really is graceless in his landing. Hermes, are you alright? Quite alright, yes. My apologies for making you worry, Meteon. Both you and, you can call me Rhett. Rhett Pat and Sal, you're called. Intriguing name, somehow reminiscent of a new creation. Thank you for coming after me. As for you, little one, you must be more careful. Look at him go! Maybe able to fly doesn't mean you can't fall and hurt yourself. Forgot about its fellows! Oh, I must thank myself for and Hythlodaeus when I return to them, but first, scrap directions out of the way. As Chief Overseer of Elpis, permit me welcome you to our facility. I hope you enjoy your time here. Wants to keep the others waiting. Let us return to Anagnorisis. My apologies for the trouble. Owing to your kind assistance, all the Abistomas are safe and well. I will presently send them back to their space. If you would go on ahead to the main building, upon entering, there's a table and chairs, a meeting area. We may speak there. Emmett Silk has been accommodating thus far. He's the one who has business with Hermes. If you wish to attend, you will have to ask his permission.
This appears to be the place. And here is where we part ways. We will be discussing highly sensitive affairs. Only a select few may be privy to such knowledge, and that does not include someone who cannot or will not divulge their origins. What? Will I have to remove you by force?
There are reasons why I cannot speak freely.
Let's hear them then, these reasons of yours. Who knows? If I deem your mysterious cause worthy, I may even be inclined to offer my assistance.
I do not object to her attendance.
Hermes, this is highly irregular.
Perhaps, but I believe she can be trusted. Meteon would not have taken to her so quickly otherwise. Moreover, the presence of a third party may help me to maintain composure.
As you wish, then.
They're going to be talking about the final days.
Behave yourself. Do you hear?
So, it's finally happened then.
Aye. Van Daniels declared his intention to step down and named you as his preferred successor. In recognition of your knowledge and your works, the Convocation is giving the recommendation due consideration. As one who does not know you personally, I am to use my impartial eye to take your measure. And above all else, to ascertain your disposition towards the invitation. I understand that you and Fandaniel are close. He himself was once chief overseer of Elpis after all. I should not be surprised if you knew before anyone else that he wished to relinquish his office.
I did. He told me that when he fulfilled his purpose, he wished to pass the torch to me.
A torch you seem none too pleased to accept. Are you so averse to serving on the Convocation?
No, it's not that. For a humble researcher like myself to even be considered is an honor beyond words. No. What troubles me, what I struggle to come to terms with, is the very fact that Fandaniel is stepping down.
That means he's done.
Does this not mean that he will return to the Star?
Of his own volition, yes, like so many others have before him.
Return to the Star? Does that mean die?
Well now, that's not a word I hear often. Is that what you say here in Elpis? Mankind is the life of Atheris. Each of us, a drop of blood flowing through its veins, bearing sustenance. In our finite time upon it, 'tis our duty to make it a better place, that all who call it home, now and in future, may abide in happiness. To that end, we have dedicated ourselves to the pursuit of enlightened creation. And by our efforts did we transform this once untamed wilderness into the peaceful paradise you enjoy today. To return to the star whence we came is a privilege afforded to we who have so loved and nurtured it. A choice embraced by those who have lived their lives to the fullest, in service to our world. And when they depart upon this journey, it is beautiful, always.
The 14 are no exception. 'Tis believed no occasion is more felicitous than the fulfillment of one's duty. Our office becomes our lives, and to retire is to return, or so the majority of us hold. Some few have elected to eschew custom. Mayhap you feel Fandaniel's deeds do not warrant his return. Yet you should know his accomplishments as well as any. During his time, he conceived of countless outstanding concepts. And channeling the wealth of experience he attained here in Elpis, he brought forth many new specimens.
I know of all this. I do. It's just, I cannot fathom why someone so great and wise, who could still do so much good, would want to end it all. Oh no, I've made her upset. Forgive me. I know I requested your presence. Might I trouble you to take Meteon outside? A change of scenery would do her good.
I'll take care of Meteon, don't worry. She's a very good girl. And now my best friend. Scion who? Kuons? Well, that is sad, I'm sad too. That is how I am. That's how he made me. Don't worry, I'm fine now. Why did you come here? Want to learn about Elpis and Hermes? Teach you? I could teach you. Take turns. I tell you something, you tell me something. Sounds like fun. Let's talk to Memnon. You should be near the Aether, right? I'm not good at explaining, but Memnon is. So I'll have him explain. Where's little bird? What have we here? You look like a person. You have the ears and tails of a beast. You're familiar like Meteon. Is there something you need? It is right. Could you teach her about Elpis? A newly arrived familiar, is she? Very well. I should be glad to introduce our fair facility to her. We cannot simply release our works into the world. It would lead to chaos. Any and all life forms must undergo extensive testing to determine their fitness to exist. Testing which is conducted here in Elpis. Every candidate is subject to rigorous study in which we identify their properties, surmise what habitats might be suitable, speculate as to the effects they may have on the environment and the other species. Should it be judged a beneficial addition to the star, it will be allowed to take its place in the world. Two of you, too, were created with the hope of making the star a better place. Heed your masters well and be good, do you hear? We will, Memnon, we will. Thank you for the lesson. You got a turn? Now I get a turn. Where did you come from? A place far, far away. Then I probably don't know it. I don't know much about the other places. This place is important. I can feel it. My power? I haven't told you about it. Let's find a creation. One not being watched. I'll explain my power. Oh shit! A shoe bill! You don't have the axolotl minion? I don't think I do. This creation is perfect. I don't remember seeing it before. Perhaps it's new? Anyway, I'll try reading its mind. That's my power. Oh no. Head empty. I can't read it, or maybe there's nothing to read? Please wait. I'll try again. With you this time. Greetings, can you hear me? This is my power. I can read the emotions of those around me. I project my emotions to others in return. Not actually speaking to you in your mind. I'm converting my emotions into words and intentions, a process performed subconsciously by intelligent life forms. This ability is vital to my mission. It allows me to interact with intelligent beings, even should they communicate via unknown languages or other non-verbal means. As a consequence, I am clumsy at speaking. Though I struggle to express myself in this fashion, Hermes wants me to speak as much as possible. Everyone has thoughts and feelings that they may wish to hide, harbor affection of you. That is difficult to define. Aside from the fact that you share common traits with us, your thoughts are complex, prismatic. They draw me in and leave me wanting to know more. Out of respect for your privacy, I will refrain from using my power when speaking with you. Nevertheless, I want you to know that I wish to be your friend. Did you hear me? Good. Now it's my turn. What are you good at? Good at gathering. I like gathering too. What do you gather? Where do you go? How do you get there? Do you fly too? I think we might be bothering it. Is he gonna clack its beak? Let's keep going. We'll see Granathy next. She's usually the small building. One on the west now. There's Spriggans in the back. I gotta go see them. Spriggans? What are Spriggans? Or EI. If there are many, it is one. So it's an or EAS. Though they're cute, they can be naughty. Sometimes they run off with concept crystals and Hermes has to run after them. Never a dull moment with the Orei. Their fondness of minerals makes them highly unique. I dare say they will be no less popular. Ha 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 ha. You know, when the storyline talks about creation for creation, they talk about it in the sake of just creating. But when you walk up to these random NPCs, they talk about creating it to be seen and loved. And when it hits that point, I'm like, this is one of the developers talking about the process of making this characters and what they thought would happen. It's like whenever Xenos talks about raiding. But he never actually talks about raiding. Yes, he does. He does it all the damn time. But is it Meteon? You've brought a friend today. An apple? Could you make me an apple? The kind Hermes likes, covered in syrup. I want to share it with Rhett. Oh, a candied apple. Hermes is partial to them, but you know you can't eat, Meteon. You aren't made to do so. But I like it too. It may seem that way, but it's due to your ability to share others' feelings. You've taken Hermes' likes for your own. I can't prepare an apple right now. I'll bring one for Hermes soon, I promise. I wanted to show you my favorite thing, then I could ask about yours, but I failed. Yes, I can feel it, your joy, your happiness. It makes me happy too. Thank you for sharing with me. Maybe Hermes has finished talking too. Shall we go see? Okay. Excellent timing. Refreshing, I hope? Back already? Pity. A bit longer I might have snuck away without you. Oh, Emmett Selk. Fresh air has done Meteon some good. Brett wants to learn about you and Elpis, so I taught her. About my power, about your favorite food. I'm not sure if that last one will be of any use. I do appreciate you keeping Meteon company. While you're away, I finished speaking with our guests. Finished? Hardly. You requested time to consider the invitation. We have no choice but to occupy ourselves with an inspection of your work. Ah, my apologies. It's been decided that Emetzelk and Hylothedeus will accompany me as I tend to my duties. If you wish to learn more, perhaps you would like to come too. She is in no way associated with the convocation. We simply chanced to meet her. There is no guarantee that the matters we discuss will remain private. To see joy her presence bring Meteon, I cannot imagine our mysterious friend harbors malicious intent. You're coming, of course, to watch Hermes. You're bound to learn lots. I feel like something's coming. But when it's ready, there's a few creations I need to check on. Return to the spot where we found our wayward ambystoma. Have care when you stepped outside the hub. There's an unruly creature about. Alright, actually fighting? Or fighting actually. This here is a new species of Petaluda we recently set loose. It's been doing very well, managing to maintain a stable existence thus far. Release it onto the world. You know the difference between living beings and arcane entities? The presence of a soul. Soul isn't something you could choose to have at will. It manifests only in those whose forms adhere to the laws of creation, that can endure on their own. Beings that do not fulfill this requirement, such as spontaneously born of magic or natural phenomena, do not have souls. Which how much they resemble flora or fauna, if it lacks a soul, it's considered arcane. It is not for mankind to decide what is living. That domain lies beyond our manipulation. It is hubris to assume otherwise. Let's head to the nearby beacon. I received a report arcane entities have gathered there. How they gather to feed, how they express themselves through their actions despite the lack of words. Speech is not the soul-defining characteristic of a thinking, feeling creature, nor is silence indication that they do not possess these qualities. Be it a soulless arcane entity such as the Pneuma, or an ephemeral life form such as the Petaluda, all seek to perpetuate their existence to survive. Is Meteon a living being? I can answer from a theoretical standpoint, but ultimately falls to the Bureau of Architect to pass judgment. Those with exceptional vision, such as Hylothedeus, might be able to ascertain her true nature. To me, it doesn't matter. She is herself. That's all I need to know. You finished already? I'm sorry, I was in the way. Not to worry, my dear. They've missed nothing of note, and we still have plenty of work for them to observe. Next, we will head east to the Morning Dew. I almost said Mountain Dew. Need to speak with some observers there. I imagine not much of this is going to be voiced, so I'm just going to keep, you know. Oh wait, that's done. I wonder if you could fly fish off this edge. Especially since the edge seems to be a void. Okay, when I look up, there is a sign that this is a sky. But when you look below, it's a pink void. Because they don't want you to know what it looks like below. Exactly.
Amazing, is it not? The Ampelos, one of our newest subjects. So, how are we coming along?
These things again. Give it Aether and pick it up.
This place is Elpis. Those flowers. Elpis.
That's not confusing.
Entelekis. Like me.
They are a product of Elpis, and so named for their birthplace. A happy accident, born of the hands of a former researcher who loved beautiful blossoms. Unique for how they change color, to reflect the emotional state of those nearby. Though be it here or elsewhere, they are seldom seen in any hue save purest white.
Reflect the emotional state, you say? By what means do they achieve this?
In creation, there exists an energy wholly apart from ether, one driven by emotions. In like manner to how we manipulate ether, this flower is subject to the influence of said energy. While it has no will of its own, it is sensitive to the prevailing emotion in the vicinity, and reacts by altering its color and vibrancy.
Akasha? It is one of the unseen energies defined by Harnish alchemical theory. Though a gross oversimplification, some describe it as an essence influenced by feeling.
So that was real.
Akasha. Though I'm not familiar with the term, your description suggests it is the self-same energy. Dynamis, we call it.
Dynamis.
And those entities like the Elpis flower that have the ability to interact with this energy, converting emotions into tangible phenomena. Are Entelekis.
That's me! That's me! An Enteleki!
Yes, you are, Meteon. And you're so dang cute.
And no ordinary one at that, but the first possessed of free will.
Wait. A form of energy other than ether? Dynamis? I've never heard of such a thing.
Hardly surprising. Dynamis cannot be seen, much less felt. And though its existence has long been theorized, we had no proof until the flower's serendipitous creation. What's more, Dynamis is far weaker than ether. Under normal circumstances, its effects are drowned out by the latter. On account of which, beings comprised of and reliant upon the ether, like you and I, are unable to make practical use of Dynamis. 'Tis a truly esoteric thing, known to but a select few scholars.
Intriguing. Then, given the limitations you described, why create Meteon?
Our star, Aetheris, is especially rich in ether, so much so that its name is derived from it. However, when we consider all energy in existence here and in the vast space beyond, Dynamis may account for as much as 68.3%.
Sorry, 68.3?
The more abundant form by far. Were we able to control it, we could open the door to limitless possibilities. 'Tis not unlike a gently flowing stream, unable to break through the dam of ether barring its path. But if we could imbue the stream with the vigor of a raging river... Not that I have such grand ambitions. Nay, I merely wish to create a being that could traverse the great expanse. The relative scarcity of ether beyond the bounds of this star was a concern, and so I looked to another source of energy by necessity.
That being Dynamis. No wonder her ether is so thin.
But she means whole.
Precisely.
Yours is thin too. Like an entelechy. Like me. So, are we the same? Entelechies.
I don't see why I couldn't be one.
I think not. Your nature remains a mystery, but ere I reinforced you, you appeared to be little more than a common familiar, and a faded one at that.
A deficit of ether alone does not an entelechy make. It would, however, make it easier for you to interact with Dynamis. And limited though its influence may be, this quality could prove the difference between victory and defeat. You do well not to underestimate it.
I ain't trying to yell out loud. Yeah, I've been in battles where I've used my determination to power up.
Oh dear. I'd forgotten about the poor fella. You must excuse me a moment while I go and verify a few more things.
Alright. Why did we give it several rows of teeth? It eats moss, right? And grass and rocks. Why did we do this? Enhanced Zoe. Alright, explain. I hadn't even noticed that Zoe was on a cast timer so big.